A lot of us talk about creating wealth. Well, guess what? If you want to create wealth, your family needs to be involved in it. Because if your family's not involved in you creating wealth, then the wealth is going to die when you die. It's impossible to create generational wealth where just the person who was creating it, they die, and then the government, federal or state level, takes over everything. Or even if they have some infrastructure in place and they plan to leave a legacy behind, they're going to leave all of their assets to a nonprofit organization that they feel, passionately about. Whereas if you do business with family, if you do life with family. Now, look, I understand that everyone in family isn't always going to be on the same page, right? Throughout the course of my journey, I've had several challenges when it comes to the relationships of members of my family. Not because I'm perfect or because they're perfect or anybody's right or wrong. It's just sometimes whenever we go through different things in our lives, we take on different paths. So, for example, when I got out of the military, I knew I could move back home to Birmingham, Alabama. I've got family members who are, been in a part of the city government of Birmingham for 30 some odd years. And I knew they could get me a job, whether that job was as a police officer or a firefighter or some kind of city worker. I knew I could go back and get a job. And I knew my family would do everything that they could to support me. But I knew that although I could have done all of those things, I chose to take a different path. I chose to say to myself that I'm going to rebuild my life without depending on my family. I'm going to rebuild my life and rebuild my finances without depending on my family. Now, did that make my journey a little bit harder than it probably could have been? Who's to say? But I will say to you that I now have a sense of ownership and responsibility to where I can't make an excuse or lean on my family when times get hard. This is the true definition and meaning of independence to me, where you're an independent thinker, you take independent action so that you can create your own independent freedom.